Hi everyone. I have new ideas for of six heroes that I made up that need to be part of the Marvel franchise. Number one, Shark Girl. Real name Kaulani Cooper. Powers: when she's in water, she has sandpaper skin. Swimming: breeds underwater, dorsal fin, teeth, and bite force of the great white shark. While she remains human and she communicates with all shark species. Kalani Cooper is born at Maui, Hawaii. Her mom is from Fiji and her dad is from Hawaii. She dreams of becoming a professional swimmer in the Olympics. She got her powers from discovering a sacred cave where ancient Hawaiians worshipped the shark god. The shark god granted her powers because she was worthy of its power. She is 15 years old and has fought crime all over Hawaii ever since. Her allies should be Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, the Atlanteans, Stingray, Submariner, and the Invisible Woman. And her enemies should be Tiger Shark, Atuma, Molten Man, Kang the Conqueror, Ravonna, and the Enchantress. Number 2, Mineral Boy. Real name Asher Levesque. His powers are his powers are able to turn his body into diamond, emerald, ruby, quartz, and sapphire. And super strength and shoot shards of all five minerals. Asher Levesque is a great student in high school in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He dreamed of becoming a great miner. He was volunteering at a at a mine shaft when he acts in Costa Rica. At a mine in Costa Rica, a mine shaft when he accidentally got burned by a malfunctioning drill and fell into a shaft full of radiated minerals. This happened at an amber mine in Costa Rica. They sent him to the hospital after calling the United States Coast Guard. He is bilingual, speaking both English and French. He has three best friends, Veronica Shannon and her two adopted sisters, Dawn McIntyre and Marion Garrison. They heard about his accident and rushed to the hospital, and his parents were already there. The doctor examined him and discovered that the radiation on his body can turn him into the five minerals and made him super strong and shoot shards. They gave him a device that can give him a holographic human body because his parents didn't want his best friends to see him like this. He is 16 years old. He has fought crime in Louisiana. His allies should be his best friends, Veronica Shannon, Dawn McIntyre, Marion Garrison, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Liz Allen, and Alpha Flight. And his enemies should be the Ravagers, Martin X, Hydro Man, Yondu, Abyss, and the Enclave. Number 3, the Aztec Princess. Real name Monique Pizarro. Her powers are strength, night vision, swimming of a jaguar, wings of an eagle to fly, controls wind, and shoots fire from her hands. Monique Pizarro is a brilliant student in high school in Austin, Texas. She was on vacation in Mexico City when they were visiting the ruins of the Aztec city. She heard a mysterious voice that drew her to one of the pyramids. There she discovered an unused area of the tallest one. She continued to follow the voice until she made it to the room full of statues and pictures of the Aztec gods and goddesses and their animals. Their leader asked her if she was worthy of the powers of the Aztec animals. She wasn't sure about it, so they told her to stand in the center of the room. The statues gave her the powers of the jaguar, the flying power of the eagle, can harness the wind, and shoot fire from her hands. She's 17 years old. Her parents found her unconscious. She had no sign of any injury on her body, only to discover she had wings grown on her back. And as she got back to Austin, Texas, she has four best friends: Tom Witwicky, Barbara Ballou, Katja Jones, and Doug Fluke. The people and her family trained her to control her powers. She is bilingual, speaking English and Spanish. She dreams of becoming an astronaut. Her allies should be Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Tom Witwicky, Barbara Ballou, Katja Jones, Doug Fluke, Miss America, the Fantastic Four, and Captain America Sam Wilson. And our enemies should be Galactus, the Zodiac, Apocalypse, Mr. Sinister, Doctor Doom, and the Shi'ar Empire. Number 4, Steam Girl. Real name, Anna Royal. Powers, knowledge to harness geothermal power, inventor, super strength, and super speed. Anna Royal is a brilliant student in high school at Iceland in 1878. After she graduated at age 18, she built steam-powered machines like the very first airplane powered by steam, and she became very famous and used them in World War I, and kept building more great machines and vehicles until 1927. Then Hydra and Red Skull discovered them and went to Iceland, broke into her home and killed her family, and kidnapped her and stole her plans. They were going to use her plans to make into weapons and war machines. Arnim Zola experimented on her with the super soldier serum, and it worked on her, making her the first Icelandic female super soldier. He tried to experiment on her more to make her work for them, but they failed. Then she escaped from Hydra. The Red Skull was furious that she escaped, plans and all. Later, she realized her family was dead and went to live in America and joined the army and went against Hydra for payback for her family. However, she crashed into the Arctic Circle on an iceberg inside her new steam-powered bomber in 1944. Years later, Sword found the bomber, and there was Anna Royal frozen in the ice. They discovered that she was still alive and took her to their headquarters and nursed her back to health. Abigail Brand explained what had happened while she was frozen. Later, she went on to fight crime in New York and construct new vehicles using steam and sunlight, and teamed up with the Avengers. Her age is unknown. Her allies should be the Avengers, Sword, Captain America, Elsa Bloodstone, Liz Allen, the Howling Commandos, and Storm. Her enemies should be Hydra, Red Skull, Arnim Zola, Sin, Madame Mask, Madame Hydra, and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Number 5, Tornado Man. Real name, David Thunder. Powers, create tornadoes out of anything, from the elements of nature: sharks, bats, sticks, metal, bricks, weapons, and cactus. Can make tornadoes of any size and shape while standing in the center of the cyclone. David Thunder was an orphan growing up in an orphanage. He dreams of becoming a meteorologist. Years he was later adopted by a married couple. His mother is from Edinburgh, Scotland, and his father is from Canada. They live in Lansing, Michigan, and something happened. While he was at high school, he was on a field trip when somebody grabbed him and tossed him into a wind tunnel. The scientists chose him to be the test subject for a project called Project Tornado. He tried to escape the tunnel, but they told him he had no choice. They started the experiment, and the experiment succeeded because as the wind tunnel fan had atomic radiation behind it. His teacher and parents saw what happened and called security and the manager of the lab and rescued him from those scientists who secretly worked for Roxxon Industries and arrested them. He was at the hospital getting treatment, but they couldn't find a cure. So instead, they trained him how to use his powers to control and create tornadoes out of anything from the forces of nature, sharks, bats, sticks, metal, bricks, weapons, and cactus, while standing in the center of the cyclone. He is 17 years old and has five best friends: Brent Garrett, Dorothy Shaman, Roxanne Wilson, Wallace Lloyd, and Jasmine Hardy. His allies should be his his five best friends: Brent Garrett, Dorothy Shaman, Roxanne Wilson, Wallace Lloyd, Jasmine Hardy, Canadian Avengers, Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Deathlockette, and Wind Warrior. His enemies should be Whirlwind, Fin Fang Foom, Roxxon, Aldrich Killian, The Extremists, Blizzard, and Sandman. And number 6, the final one, Madame Dragon. Real name, Lucita Crystal. Powers, able to transform into any dragon species from different legends from the country of Norway, like Thunderdrums, Night Fury, Light Fury, Gronko, Monstrous Nightmare, Zippleback, Natter, Terrible Terror, Red Death, Whispering Death, Screaming Death, Typhoomerang, Bonapper, Speed Stingers, Smoke Breathing Dragons, Gem Breakers, Nightlight Fury, Timberjack, Scaldron, Bewilder Beast, and the Skrill. Lucita Crystal is a special student in high school. She dreamed of becoming a pilot in the Air Force. Her mom is from Spain and her dad is from the United States. They were visiting Norway on vacation when a rumor came up of a Viking temple that was discovered. It hadn't been used for years until the discovery. They were on a tour when Lucita heard a voice guiding her to a room full of dragon statues of different species. She heard the voice and it was Frigga. She was asking her if she was worthy to have the powers of dragons. She replied, "I think so." She said, "Stand in the center of in the center circle of all the statues." When she stood there, the statues stared at her, and they all opened their mouths and released their powers. The released their powers. Then they went right into her body, and she transformed into all the different species, and then turned back to normal. They found her and got her to the hospital. Because the transformations hurt her, she later got training on how to control and use her powers. She is 16 years old and has one best friend, Bruce Parker. She has been fighting crime in New York, in the Bronx. Her allies should be Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, Bruce Parker, X-Men, Iron Fist, and Shang-Chi. Her enemies should be Dragon Man, Wendigo, Fin Fang Foom, Serpent Society, Red Hulk, the leader, Moonstone, and Madame Mask. Most of these characters, these heroes I made up, are one of them Steam Girl. I got the idea based off of the movie Steam Boy and Madame Dragon and how the dragons of different species of dragons. I got that idea from off of I got them from off of the How to Train Your Dragon movies and series and television series. I really think this is a good idea, and you might and send these ideas to Marvel Comics and have them create comics and publish them and see. And I believe these are great ideas. I recommend you talk to people about it in person: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit, Skype, TikTok, Fandango, Screen Rant, comic book resources, and video chat with people about it. And I really believe that this is such a great idea, and it should happen. Bye for now. Until next time, I think of other heroes that need to be put into development and should be added to the Marvel franchise. Please remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and share my videos on social media and share via messaging and email too. And don't forget to check out my playlists